Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. Certainly those of us in the UK at the minute having a what they're calling an Iberian plume. So hopefully you're managing to avoid a little bit of the heat. It's quite hot here at the moment, isn't it? Welcome to everybody in the live chat. Sam, first off, thank you. Welcome. Joining us as a bronze frequent flyer, new channel member. And Jack, good afternoon. Welcome back after a little hiatus. Busy schedule for you. Hope everything went well. Rab, Ian, g'day. Rab, hello. Hergy, the answer was indeed Kennedy. Welcome. Badger, Zarto, Thomas, Lazarus, Kalispera. Hello to all of you. Welcome on board. We are at the Aerosoft Anchorage airport scenery. North America, Alaska in fact. And we're heading up to Barrow Wiley Post, PABR. One of the northernmost airports in Alaska. We're flying live weather, live time in the PMDG 737-800, the deck special freighter, BDSF, for our Osprey World Cargo fleet here. Looking fantastic with this absolute whopper of a sunrise behind us here. It looks pretty incredible, doesn't it? David, hello to you. Automator, good morning. And wherever you are in the world, everyone else, welcome. It's good to have you on board. Couple of hours today. We're on the VATSIM network. Tomorrow we're going to be flying the 737 again, but we're heading out of Bristol to the new freeware Pula in Croatia, which will be a nice little trip. That's tomorrow, same time as usual. Let's dive in. Let's have a little look at what we're all doing. Dog's, well, he's doing okay. He's got his operation on Tuesday. Let's have a little look at the land. No, Navigraph in fact. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, there we go. So, up in the cargo area here at Ted Stevens, Anchorage. Cargo loading is done. We're going to push and start facing south. We're going to taxi out of this unmarked cul-de-sac, or this apron area here, out on uniform, down Romeo, Kilo. We're going to cross at Charlie, 25 right, and then we're going to line up 25 left for a departure on the Anchorage 9 departure. Initially heading westbound over the water, and then turning north towards Big Lake. In fact, there we go. So the initial climb, heading 254 degrees, climbing up away from Anchorage, 11315. Then we're going to turn, basically vector ourselves to our next fix, which is, if I go to this screen, there you go, BGQ, Big Lake, 112.5. So we're going to tune that in. It's going to look like that. So we're going to initially head outbound over the water, and then top altitude for the SID as we begin to depart 4,000. But as we are climbing, we'll be turning north up to Big Lake, and then away, heading all the way north, across the top of Alaska, right to the northernmost tip, if you like, arriving at Barrow, or Utqiagvik, if that's how you pronounce it. No idea. Hopefully that was close anyway, it sounds close. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting flight. Certainly never flown to this part of Alaska before, and there's some really nice freeware scenery for it too, so we'll have a little look at that. To be honest, I'm not sure, Daniel, what gate we're at, because it says number 3, but it's unmarked on the charts, and MSFS says it's stand or ramp 69. So who knows? Let's get the APU fired up. In the meantime, GSX, prepare for pushback and departure. You know what I haven't done? Start this flight. Newsky. Yeah, it's meant to be a little bit of rain. If we pull the METAR. Oh, there we go. Doc's beat me to it. Hello, Doc, as well. These days, Anchorage is never dark, even though at night time. Zarto saying good news for FS Labs users. He's made significant progress with the Osprey A320. For that, hello, very nice.
We are ready for pushback.
FedEx ramp, parking 3. Thanks, Lazarus. There's our speeds, 149, so we need to go 159. Outbound 254, initial climb 4,000. We're going to set The Anchorage VOR 11315. Do. 11315 and Big Lake 1125. Lovely job. .27. What's it going to be? About 030, maybe 020. We'll set 020 so we don't cross that basically. Or 015, there we go. We'll meet in the middle. And 254 initially.
Locking gear.
.112.5. That's set. 1128. The Unicom. It's all going on. APU. We're going to hold on the tug. Quick check of the rest of the panel. Looking good. Yaw damper's good. Packs are off at the moment. Pressure panel is set. APU's starting. So the METAR at the moment, as you can see in the live chat, we've got 10 statute miles visibility, winds 170 at 4 knots. Light rain, few clouds, 6,000 broken, 8,000 broken, 10,000. Temperatures 9 degrees, dew point 3, altimeter 29 at 86. 10 people, epic. Cycle through those. We'll bring that range ring in a little bit. And we're still just a little bit ahead. So we have, seen the 747Ts. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Or at least promising. But I'm curious to know what is actually going to happen with that once AAU2 arrives, because that could be an interesting moment for them. Got anything in the center tanks? Ooh, lots of fuel. Done. Anti-collision lights on. M1 limit today as well, by the way. VAS airplane toolbox with our weight, the weather and everything's telling us Toga departure 26k, and then we're going to derate, or at least reduce power to climb profile 2, and departing flaps 5, as we were just kind of talking about roughly or loosely there a moment ago. We've got the FedEx crew ready to help us push. Anchorage traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie is at the FedEx ramp parking 3, altimeter 2986, push start facing south. GSX, continue pushback. Yes, dismiss GPU. Push.
Parking brakes.
Off he goes. Jolly good.
Commencing push.
Clear left, then right. Go. That's a good question, FPS Gaming. Yeah, do we have enough parking at PABR? Not thought of that actually. We'll find out. Mission mode grounds. And watching the dials. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit like and subscribe as well. If you're a veteran, then you know the drill. Give us a little thumbs up. Fuel control lever to run. M1's looking good, engine T's and P's looking good.
Anchorage traffic, Osprey 5343 at FedEx stand
Auto
number
ignition
9,
there.
pushing back, facing.
Greg Moulton in Spain, welcome. You on holiday in Spain or are you living in Spain?
Facing south, Osprey 5343.
Oh, look at those greens. They're fantastic. Really cool. We're going to get rid of the floodlights. Bring that back up. Yeah, very good. Look at that. Couple of custom views set up for this.
Set parking brakes.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
A little bit more of a wider angle, that one. Kind of as you would get really with your face if you're looking out through an aeroplane window. Auto ignition again. Nice and handy. Here comes the fire cruise. So Gen 1, Gen 2, both on. Check the power output, that's all fine. Windshield heat's good. Probe heat's on automatic, but let's turn it on anyway. Voice recorder's automatic, Tremaine's on. Recirc fans on auto. Do the packs. Change the APU bleeds off. Engine bleeds on. Isolation valve packs on auto. That's all good. That's all set. Happy days. Let's smack the APU off.
Bypass pin removed.
Flap 5.
Left is clear.
System page.
Right is clear.
And for the control surface checks, we can kind of look at the controls, but we want to have a little look at. When we look at the rudder inputs, look how how sensitive that is. Ryan, good afternoon. Richard Voss in Holland, good afternoon to you. Again, big tip: always wiggle the rudder a few times. It's a reoccurring issue that I find a problem with MSFS. Do controls for the ailerons and spoilers, or ailerons and elevators rather. Making sure they're all full and free, looking at the hydraulics as well, and the brake temps are good. Get rid of that. Engine T's and P's are good. Clear that one. Taxi lights on. Very good. Look at that. Epic. She's clear, giving us a load of good luck. Grab my taxi charts. Where are we going? Anchorage traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie's taxi to hold point runway 25 left out of the FedEx ramp on uniform Romeo Kilo Charlie cross runway 25 right. Hold short 25 left. Anchorage traffic. Click.
Anchorage controller Osprey Fahrenheit.
Caution recall.
FedEx ramp 2. Push and start. Waiting for.
SJ saying, I wish Aerosoft would start on that A320 series because I really want an A321. I'm not bothered at 330 Neo when we've already got a promising version of it in the sim for free. Yeah, it's kind of a thing, a discussion point, isn't it? A discussion piece that's been thought about, spoken about a fair bit over the last couple of days. Brian's in Spain as well, very nice. Got the old Toby eye tracker for today, for taxiing at least, out of the FedEx ramp. Osprey World Cargo on wet lease, of course.
FedEx ramp stand 5, pushing back after passing company traffic. Anchorage.
Anchorage traffic Osprey 203 November, pushing back from Charlie 2, South Terminal facing south.
And VNAV auto thrust.
Anchorage traffic, this is Leroy 236, pushing back from stand November 1, facing west.
They'll follow the greens are a little bit loosely laid, aren't they?
Traffic, once the Alaska 737 starts taxiing, we'll be taxiing to 25 left, Via uniform, Romeo,
Yeah,
Kilo,
I mean, I've got no time for
25
Project
right,
Megapack, to be
Delta.
honest. I still
Anchorage traffic.
vividly, as we spoke about last time, I vividly remember how toxic they became and how actually, frankly, quite abusive towards sections of the community when their project collapsed a couple of years ago, and then they expect us to kind of roll over and tickle their bellies. That is not me. Yeah, 60,000 people in the community seem to have forgotten that. They're all in their Discord for some reason. It is what it is. Flight time today, about 1 hour 50. Tony, welcome.
Anchorage traffic.
The missives look really good as well.
25 left, uniform Romeo, Kilo, Charlie.
Project Open Sky. I've never heard of it, Clipper, to be honest. Perhaps you can explain what it is.
It is taxiing to runway 25 left by Tango Romeo, Kilo, Charlie. Cross runway 25, hold short runway 5 left, Tango's traffic.
That's at 2000. Fire suppression systems are all
Glasgow 11 Kilo, you up?
armed. That's all good. Robson, thank you.
What do you mean is Alaska 11 kilo up?
Well, you haven't pushed back yet. I'm next to you. Just wondering if you're going to push back, or I'll go ahead.
Yeah, Alaska 11 kilo, not ready to push back in.
Roger.
They made freeware aircraft for FSX. No idea. FSX is one that I kind of skipped, I think, from memory. Those of you who didn't see the other day, in case you missed it, I did a video covering Parallel 42's Flow Pro in a little bit more detail because we were asked about it during every single live stream. So if you missed that, do go back, check that out, and you'll find out a lot about it. Richard, yeah, V1, 137, 139, 149, at the 10, 159.
And Anchorage traffic, Osprey 490, pushback, FedEx Gate 8.
There's the main terminal building. A couple of passengers over there.
Anchorage traffic, this is Leroy
It's a
236.
cracking airport, isn't it?
Runway 25 left via Echo.
Parallel 42 Flow Pro Croiler Boots. Definitely go and have a little look
25 left. Anchorage traffic.
at. Definitely go and have a look at the video I did the other day because it will tell you all about it. Bass Airplane Toolbox SJ is the performance calculator. Cracking crescent moon, isn't it? Ashton, good morning. Yeah, importantly though, this is Flow Pro, not the free version, not the essential version. There's a significant difference. So I explain it in that video that went live the other day, so definitely go and have a little look at it because it will tell you about it. If you've never heard of it before, certainly it's one of those add-ons that I resisted. I thought, what's the point? But when I actually begun to use it, it blew my mind.
Offer to 203 November contact Echo, hold short, Utqiagvik to the company traffic from Romeo.
Yeah, the live weather in MSFS today seems broken, at least in this region. Tried a couple of servers. I've tried toggling live weather off and on. The QNH is correct, or the altimeter setting is correct. However, doesn't seem to have the weather that we're meant to have. There's a little splattering of loose, low, sort of scattered cloud higher up. You can kind of see it in contrast to the sky, but
left via uniform Romeo Kilo Charlie.
nothing particularly mega. certainly not light rain that's supposed to be forecast in the sim anyway, that's for sure.
Anchorage, Osprey 59.
Those of you who fly for Osprey Airways on New Sky, we've got a couple of cargo aircraft ready now.
25 right, Charlie.
Now that they're beginning to roll out cargo, so the Osprey World Cargo fleet can finally now actually be slowly migrated into New Sky and used within the New Sky platform, which is really exciting. So today we're logging it as a cargo flight on New Sky as part of our virtual airline, carrying 140 units of cargo, I think it is. Wicked terminal building. Yeah, if we had the overcast or the heavy rain, certainly if we get to Barrow and it's overcast, we might miss some of the views, but it would be very challenging nevertheless. GPU RTX 4090 Prola boots. Who's that holding short at Charlie? They ideally go so that we all have about 3 minutes separation. It's incredible surroundings here, isn't it? That's one of the things, like Ashton there saying Alaska is so massive, but it's also incredibly scenic inside the sim. We've got the Orbex Alaska mesh installed, which also includes, is it Juneau, the airport, PAJN or something like that. Aaron, welcome buddy. Joining us as a gold frequent flyer, great to have you on board. Who is that? Let's come to a stop here. New Metal says no rain anymore, Doc. Good to know. Quick bit of research. The aircraft at Charlie, are you going to cross?
Anchorage traffic, Osprey 1964 crossing 25 right, line up and take off 25 left, report airborne, Osprey 1964.
Little nudge. Great to hear, Aaron. So he's going to line up and cross. He's got his strobes on to cross the runway. The emissives do look quite incredible, don't they? Kind of bouncing off the tarmac there.
Anchorage traffic, Alaska 11 kilo pushing back.
There must be enough distance here, so we're going to go post lights to strobe and steady. We're going to be bouncing the strobes off the wing now. Anchorage traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie is crossing 25 left, holding short 25 left, 25 right, holding short 25 left. Loki saying hello to you all.
Osprey 1123 crossing 25 right at Charlie.
Anchorage traffic, Osprey 5343, holding short 25 right.
There's not much space on this at Charlie, by the way.
Traffic, Osprey 490, taxi 25 left by.
There's literally space there, look, for one aircraft.
Kilo, holding short 25 right.
I'm going to just leave me strobes on. Anchorage traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie is lining up 25 left in turn. Fuel flow, reset rates, post light strobe steady. We'll leave wing lights and logo lights on. Ignition mode on auto. Taxi lights off, runway turn off lights on, landing lights on, lights and signs, pressure panel, all good, all set. TCAS TARA, runway confirmed, 25 left, that Charlie lining up, and traffic mode on, Osprey RTO, LNAV and VNAV armed, auto thrust arms, frequency set. Rock and roll, look at that. Oh, that's the Toby eye tracker. There's Leroy Air, Jack flying along for the first time with his own bespoke custom livery. Leroy Jenkins! Oh dear. Very nice airport scenery. So he's up and away. There he goes. 1325 BST. And a quick check of the windsock there, look. Indicating an element of crosswind.
Osprey 1, access for airborne.
Final master caution. Check. And 1 minute left to departure. So no mega rush because we've got to be separated from the aircraft ahead of us. We'll hold it on the brakes. Let's see how many Osprey can we get? My goodness! In a screen grab, epic! What a turnout! Aaron, just use the command !Discord, and it will get you in. There you go. Thanks, Doc. Okay, that's about 2 minutes. Let's go. Anchorage traffic, Osprey 165. Charlie's taking off runway 25 left. Anchorage 9 departure. Reporting airborne. Anchorage traffic. So, control visualizer, stick forwards, brakes, holding it on the brakes, going to 40%.
Osprey 5343, holding short 25 left, crossing 25
brakes
right,
off,
via China.
Engines look good, stable, Toga. Power set. Holding that stick forward. My goodness, look at the queue on the right. They're still queuing. Epic. Relieving the nose wheel pressure now because we have rudder authority. Bumpy runway. Boing, boing, boing. Oh, keeping those wings level with slight crosswind. Gear up. Following the flight director down here now. Just staring at that for a moment. All we've got to do. A little bit bumpy, but we're all good.
Anchorage traffic, this is Leroy 236 crossing.
LNAV, VNAV, that's all good. That's we're going to go heading select mode with VNAV and auto thrust active now. 4,000 for the initial climb out. Ajabu, welcome. So gear is up, lever off, forward brake off. Runway turn off lights off, engine start modes are on automatic anyway. Look at that. We'll clear the control visualizer so we can get this spectacular view captured. And we're going to go flaps up. Look at the sun here. Anchorage traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie's airborne, climbing through 2,400 feet, turning north. North. Put the teeth in.
Anchorage traffic, this is Leroy 236, cleared runway
Flaps
25.
up, no lights. There's no flight plan command, sadly, Tony. It's in Discord, in the live stream section. You'll find it all there. That's all set. We'll keep an eye on that pressure panel and we'll keep the climb going up to 34,000 feet per hour flight today. Look at the sky. I've not seen Microsoft Flight Simulator look like that before. Yeah, that'll do. Look at that. We'll go 005 degrees. Literally to the sun.
Anchorage traffic, Osprey 5343, lining up 25 left behind the departing Alaska 737.
So now we need a little bit more power on the screens, just to help with the contrast. We've got the legs page there. Turn those up, pop that on, sort that one out. We're going to monitor. In fact, where's our track? Yeah, so we'll do 015 for a little bit, or 012. Because we've got that 34 knot crosswind that's kind of pushing us a little bit there. Climbing away into some spectacular scenery. Look at that. Mighty. Lifetime Rav, yeah. Gav, good evening, buddy. Hope you're well. Nolex, welcome.
And Anchorage traffic,
RTX 4090, Aaron.
3 holding 25 left for 2 minutes for spacing.
Anchorage traffic off at 203 November, crossing 35 right, hold short 35 left.
Anchorage traffic off at 24, holding short runway 25 right.
How are we doing? 8,900. Pressure panel's good. Nice and important. We check that. Australian Aviation, good evening. As we climb, the sun is kind of climbing with us. Let's go now to legs, BGQ, direct to LNAV select. So LNAV VNAV speeds. Umbrella boots, it's an option inside the settings called HUD.
Anchorage traffic, Osprey 5343, departing 25 left, they're heading 255, Anchorage.
Lights off, wing lights off, we'll pop the logo light off as well, we don't need that. And we sit back and enjoy the flights. I've got 7 screenshots. Volanta, by the way, everybody, has been updated. Fairly exciting update because they've said that it now supports wider images, better images, higher quality resolution images, all that sort of stuff. So I can now, he says, select all the screenshots I've grabbed so far, and I'm going to see if all 7 go on nice and easily without effort. 1, 2. While we're doing that, let's really push it. Let's zoom in. We see what is happening there. Badger's gone southbound. Got Captain TV 737-200 flying out there off different routes. We've got Zato Airborne, Osprey 5343, followed by Alaska 1123, Jack Leroy 236.
for
Ian,
Kudza,
Osprey
airborne
2472, Osprey
2040.
203 November, MPS Osprey 598, Automator Alaska 7015, Zugoku Osprey 495, Teachman Alaska 136. This is what a fly along. Osprey 932. David as well flying along in the 737. Hergy Alaska 11 Kilo leading at the back of the pack. And Potato Freight as well. And look at that, it's just loaded in all of the screenshots. You can see the weather that we should kind of have around us at the moment, but we don't see any, which is weird. It suggests to me it's a little bit balked. Who else have we got? Osprey 1964 and ESR 51 Nausicaa flying along too. Absolute whopper of a flight today. Loads flying along. And we're off now north, all the way to the coast, the Beaufort Sea and the Chukchi Sea. It is a Sunday, yeah, to be fair. Of course I am, Jack. Rap says, with today's forecast, I wasn't expecting many screenshots, got over 20 already. Yeah, 8 for me. Like, yeah. Counting them up. Don't need those VORs now. We'll extend the range a little bit as well. Good morning, Living on a Player, welcome. Ryan Aviation flying Tokyo to Los Angeles, Delta A330-900 Neo, very nice. Long journey for you. You flying it on VATSIM or are you flying it elsewhere? Standard pressure at 18,000. Turn the standby instruments up a little bit as well. Yeah, so we're all set really, and we can kind of just settle in for the flight. Nice work. There's Osprey 1964 ahead of us, I think, unless it's someone else. We've got that haze below, looking really good to the north. Snow caps. Depot, always a sweaty moment. I'll pop the commands, there we go, into the live chat for PABR. And that's the METAR for the airport we're flying into today. Barrow, Wiley Post, right in the north tip of Alaska. 4 statute mile visibility, wind 090 degrees at 13 knots. So, ever so slight crosswind, predominantly a headwind though. Very low visibility, 4 statute miles in light snow and fog, mist. My brain's not working, I can't remember what BR means now. Mist. Thought it was. So light snow and mist. Overcast. It's probably sea mist as well actually from the north to be fair. Overcast at 1,500 feet. Temperatures -1, dew point -3. Altimeter 2990. And right at the end where it says TSNO, thunderstorm information not available. But the rest of the weather packaged up suggests we're not necessarily going to get those. But we've got snow to contend with. Brian's just to the south of us apparently. There's one heck of a fly along there. Popsicle, there we go. Popsicle, thanks. Delta 8 RJTT to LAX. That's you, isn't it? No screenshots though. Boo! Oh my god, that looks busy. But we're in this tiny little pocket of Earth. Yeah, Osprey 1964 ahead of us. In fact, we can kind of start to see, yeah, right there the plane. So we'll keep an eye on that, the traffic separation and things. Just less than 10,000 feet to go to cruise. Daniel, yeah, you'll be in the queue with everyone else. It's fine. We'll be waiting around, watching everybody land, naturally. Look how high the mountains are to the west. Incredible. Aaron, a lot of people enjoy the free version of Atlanta, to be honest. The payware version does give you a couple of extra perks, so the ability to kind of just smash on tons of screenshots like we've done today. Yeah, it's down to budget and preference. Brian, you should be able to upload them inside your Atlanta when you're flying along. Failing that, check your settings. There's a screenshots tab. You'll have to link your screenshots folder, the folder where the screenshots get saved to when you take them, so that it can monitor it as you're flying along and it can kind of recognise the ones that you want to upload. Spawn Gaming, no, we've got specific cargo aircraft like this one, the 737-800 BDSF. Hans is asking, are we using the ILS or RNAV 08? So we're supposed to be using the ILS 08. I've seen a couple of comments from flightsim.to about the airport we're flying into today, the freeware airport. Some people suggesting the ILS is a little bit broken and that it doesn't recognise the new runway, only the old runway. So not 100% sure what to expect when we get closer. We'll just play it by ear. If the ILS is balked, then we might have to use the RNAV instead. So these contrails already. Oh, you kind of see them. Look at that. It's nice to be flying cargo again. It's been a long time since we flew here with any of the cargo aircraft, so it's great that now we've got the option within Osprey once more. Also, I've upgraded, it was one of the things that we were discussing the other day, I've gone into the files, the user config.opt files, and I've changed the shadow textures to 4K, so now we shouldn't get any of those kind of pixelated lines anymore. Certainly on, where is it? Usually with these views, isn't it, with the sun? So maybe on this side. What have we got here? Let's have a look. Do a little test. Can't see any shadows, to be fair. There's a shadow. Yeah, look at that. Not very blocky or square at all. Nice. Those contrails are fantastic. Look at that. Sweeping off into the distance. Now, if we look at charts once again, not Lex, yeah. Well, the Osprey fleet, there's one Boeing 747-8 in Osprey on newsky already. Definitely worth having a little look at that. It's already there because some people are using it whilst flying on AAU2's beta. Yeah, as you can see on the left on the charts, we've got PABR, or Barrow, Wiley Post Will Rogers Memorial Airport in Utqiagvik. Easy for you to say. Showing IFR in red there. We departed a VFR, very happy green VFR Anchorage, but yeah, flying towards IFR for the arrival here. No arrivals. We're going straight into the approach. The approaches that we're expecting is going to be the ILS runway 08 via Barrow. which should give us this. Region authorised. That. Barrow to Obsin. Yeah, so we're going to go Barrow, vector ourselves to Obsin, but then the ILS approach. Over the coast, it's actually got potential, if the weather's clear, or does begin to clear up, it's got the potential to be incredibly scenic, but if not, it's going to be incredibly challenging. Badger, so there isn't a 747-8F in newsky yet, I don't think, so that's why there's not one added. Obsin at 2,000 feet, inbound course 080, little step down to 1,700 for Franey, 6 miles to the threshold at that point, fully configured, 160 knots-ish, and then at 4 DME we're going to then reduce to final approach speed with the minimums. DH 200. Airport elevation 50, and that's everything we need. Have a look at the landing. So landing on 08, 7,100 feet for runway length, and we can vacate at Charlie 1000 below the C chord there. Usable length landing beyond the threshold 6,500 meters. So if we think about the arrival, then what was it? 6,000. 1,981 meters. My goodness. I'll round it down to 1,900. That's the METAR. 62.3. Change that to 5. Slightly heavier than we're meant to be. Engine bleeds on, reverses both. No auto land calculate. Auto brake max. Full reverse. That's what it wants. That's airplane toolbox. Look at that contrast sweeping off north. That's epic. We'll change that to 50 for the arrival. Only a few more aircraft left. Any waypoints rather. So interestingly, just south of the airport, they basically lose ADS-B stuff on flight radar, so we don't know how they actually arrive. Having a little look, but effectively, what I'm going to do, whether it's right or not, I haven't quite worked it out yet. I feel like it would be. We're going to overfly the Barrow VOR 116.2, and we're going to fly kind of northwesterly. So 259 degrees, 270 degrees, or 259 degrees. Haven't decided which. Could be that. Look there, it arcs back 259 degrees towards the VOR. We could head outbound 259 track as well, and then turn in on ourselves to Obsin for kind of like turn it into a procedural sort of arrival. But we've got to get that arrival in now, because we can see here we're running out of legs. So PABR ILS 08 via Barrow transition, execute. We'll have a look to see what the airplane wants us to do, what LNAV will try and get us to do by going through the steps in the flight plan. Right, yeah, so it's going Barrow, look. outbound, basically straight out to Obsin, which is not really helpful. It's not really what we want. And there's a hold at Obsin as well. So runway 08. We're going to have a fixed ring of 6 miles and a fixed ring of 10 miles. So 6 miles we want to be at 1,700 feet, as we were just discussing a moment ago. We need to put our minimums in as well. One aircraft 20 miles ahead on TCAS. Make sure we don't get too close to them. Minimums were 200, weren't they? So we're going to flick that to radio. We'll spin the wheel to 200 like so. The altimeter setting. .29 at 88. That's set. And then down here, init ref, we want 62.5 estimated landing weight. What does that airplane want actually? Flap 30, lovely. Happy days. Bad course 080, good. David says, how bad will I be penalised on minimum takeoff fuel? I don't know actually, to be honest. Depends how close you are or how much you've bussed it. Aaron, absolutely. Tomorrow we're flying Bristol to Pula in Croatia. A route that I used to fly years ago when I was crew at Thompson Airways. On the 757-200 though, but really nice scenic area. Fantastic brand new freeware. Airport scenery for that too. Let's tune some other bits in. So what do we want? Barrow 1162. And then the ILS 1105. 1105. 1105. Barrow 1162. Nav 1 and Nav 2. Should I abort? No, David, don't worry about it. Honestly, don't worry. Are you guys still queuing at Anchorage? Jeez, that's quite remarkable. I'm on about landing and you guys are still waiting to take off. No, don't worry about getting penalised or anything, we're not that fussed. Plus, you know, any sort of profits that we're making, we'll offset against any penalties that we otherwise incur, so it's all good. Our conga line is massive, Sato says. Oh, I love it. Great turnout for everyone today. The main thing is we all enjoy flying along. Sam says, I think I got tail strike on takeoff. Oh, jeez, what's going on? Let's do a sit rep, see how we're all getting on then. Pop a few more of these screen grabs into Volanta as well. Lovely. So Nautica's further west than us. It suggests that we are right on top of Osprey 1964. Leroy 236 is up. There he is. Badger. Alaska 1123. Osprey 203 November. Osprey 2472, Ian's airborne. Loads of screenshots, my goodness. Very cool. That's epic. Bit of the sun and the moon. I'd been bearing in mind we'd not flown the Osprey World Cargo liveries for some time. I'd forgotten how nice they actually were. The livery works really well with it, doesn't it? Looking cracking. Take to Freighto. He's up. MPS is up as well. Osprey 598. Who else? Automator. He's airborne. We've also got Zagoku's now airborne as well, having just departed. Look at the queue, that's incredible. My god. We've got Tiesman airborne as well. You know, Volanta kind of resets itself all the time, doesn't it? It's a bit weird when it does that. Kind of zooming in and just checking. Flight Sim Gamer UK is up. Osprey 932. There he is. David as well. Hergy, Alaska 11 Kilo. Oh my god, there's so many of us. Look at that queue, that's an epic screenshot as well though. So good. Who else have we got? We've got GTI 8027 as well, waiting to depart. No screen grabs though. What have we got? Alaska 11 Kilo, there we go. So that's right at the back of the queue then. So we're almost all airborne, that's good. Few more left. Frodo, hello to you. Father's Day for you guys. Oh, actually, is it Father's Day here as well in the UK? Oof. Sam, no, there's no way, sadly, to be able to see if there was a tail strike or not. Unfortunately. Absolutely, Zato. That's what makes it unique. Thanks, Dave. I had a mild panic then, thinking I was going to have to quickly call my dad. Dear me. Fuel, master caution, center tanks are empty. Get rid of those. Now, depending on how long that's been on for while we've been enjoying the wing views, depends on how much of a fuel imbalance we have. It's only small, but in case you're not sure how to do it, I'll go through it with you guys now anyway. Done it before as well, plus it's nice to have it perfectly balanced. So, firstly, before we think about turning any pumps off and turning crossfeed on or anything like that, we want to make sure that we are double checking which tank is the sort of emptiest of the two. So the left fuel tank is the emptiest by about 300 kilos roughly, which is within limits. I think the maximum is 700 kilograms. But yeah, 3.87 over 3.90. So the fuel tanks on the left is the one that we want to turn off. So therefore, we're going to go crossfeed on. Valve light is open and blue. Center tanks are off because they're empty. And then we want to identify the levers for pumps 1, aft and forward. The 2 on the left, effectively. Quick double check. We don't want to make the mistake of turning the wrong ones off. And we're going to double check to make sure the crossfeed valve is open and on. Then we're going to turn one off. Low pressure light goes on. Check the engines. Forward one off. Master cautions for fuel because we're isolating tanks. That's all good. And there we go. Now we're feeding engine 1 and 2 purely off fuel tanks on forward and aft 2. I'm not sure Zato actually, to be honest. I think Pulu was very big as an airport from memory. Now we're going to preemptively think about turning them back on. There we go. So we're going to make sure that they both go back on again. Low pressure lights off. Checking the engines. What we could do as well is a quick master caution check, and then we can go back up here, close the valve, lights up, then switches off. That's the crossfeed valve closed. Fuel has now been rebalanced. Both the engines are all still running and safe. And if you want to be just double check everything, just do another little master caution check there too. 20 miles ahead still for him. Blasting up towards the north coast. I've never gone this far north. Certainly in Alaska, but I don't think in the sim before. It's more the apron space, Rab. Certainly is a lot of Ospreys, Badger. Ian says he's got to wait till September down under for Father's Day. A lot of haze or a lot of mist down there, isn't there? Sort of certainly down towards the horizon, or at least low cloud. As it's around, it should be on the top of your screen. I mean, I can't see the overlay, so I can't remember what information it provides, but you should have on there an estimated time of arrival at least. But yeah, 1 hour 50 total flight time, about 2 hours 20 minutes block. Auto brake max will be interesting as well. We've got to make sure that we don't allow that nose wheel to come cracking down onto the runway once they activate with weight on wheels. Zolta, yeah, how many P3 deliveries are there? Because it does take me a fair while to get the website updated with new pages, so it will take me a little bit. Some of you guys know how, at least currently, how incredibly busy I am with other stuff going on, so some of the admin tasks with the channel are kind of being pushed down the road a little bit. But I am looking to stream, so tomorrow as well, we're going to be doing that Bristol to Pula flight, which is going to be really nice. Tuesday no streams. Wednesday though, then we'll be looking at doing another stream. I want to fly the ATR 72 or 42, probably the 72 actually. I'm tempted to say we fly around New Zealand again, because it'll be the first time with the new computer flying around New Zealand, I believe. So I'm thinking I dust off the test or the prototype version that Damo designs this painting of the Anzac livery for the ATR for Osprey Airways, for Osprey Regional, and we will zip around New Zealand for a little bit, perhaps maybe go to some more remote airports. That could be quite nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if Air New Zealand operate the ATR in and out of Queenstown. Queenstown? Yeah, Queenstown. My goodness. Richard saying, does the sim ever give warnings? What sort of warnings? Hans was asking about the screenshots. I did mention it a moment ago. Perhaps you had it turned down at the time. You have to go to this section on Volanta. You press the cog on the top right, then all the way down on the settings you click screenshots, and you have to route the screenshot folder that you want Volanta to monitor, but it won't be able to see or link old images that you've already taken, only screenshots after you link that folder into Volanta. Look at that for a train of pilots. Quite the fly along. Rab, nice. Flew the ATR 42 for the first time this morning. Love it. Was it the Osprey livery? And also, what have you found? Those of you, I know David's been flying the ATR 42 a lot as well. What's been the most noticeable difference between that being the really small version compared to the ATR 72-600? Yeah, I might need your help, folks, those of you who are channel members, to help decide the route for Wednesday with the ATR. Whether it be New Zealand or somewhere else. I think New Zealand would be quite epic. I'm pretty certain since I've got the new computer I haven't flown around there, so it'd be nice to go and revisit that. Yeah, Jack, you've got to really focus on the tail strikes. That's why there's a specific tail strike tutorial that we did in the ATR tutorial series. Kind of all the kind of tips and tricks and things you've got to think about to prevent that from happening. That's the METAR again in the live chat for Will Rogers. My God, that's actually pretty bad. That's got significantly worse. As of 12:56 Zulu, wind 090 at 16 knots, but 1 3/4 statute mile visibility. Runway 08. Threshold visibility roughly between 5,500 and 6,000 feet in light snow and mist. Overcast cloud at 700 feet. Temperature -1, dew point -3, altimeter 2987. Crikey. Yeah, Daniel, that's it. Ready to see speed instructions during descent and approach. You put it in the FMC descent page or use MCP speed. So people will kind of do their own thing in a way, really, with that. I will just use speed intervention and select it there. Yeah, clouds ahoy. We're going to have weather ahead. That's for certain. Let's have a little look here at descent forecast. 2987, wasn't it? We'll flick that, keep it updated. 29.87. And we'll load the winds. It's more the visibility, Lazarus. There's a couple of comments inside the scenery link for flightsim.to for this Will Rogers Barrow Airport that we're flying to that suggest, as I was saying about 10 minutes ago roughly, that you may or may not end up aligned with the wrong runway, the old runway instead of the new runway. So we won't know until we're pretty much at minimums if we bust out through that overcast cloud. We've got a fair way to go though still, so I'd like to think hopefully the weather will lift. 200 and something miles to top descent. What have we got here? Let's go to that view. Sun's zoomed up into the sky. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pilots who are using a random Simbrief flight plan as opposed to the one that we generated. Always check the live stream section in Discord, folks, to try and make sure that we're all flying the same route, otherwise it collapses the separation that we work hard to achieve throughout. The man 24 hours, Zato, is that back on again? My goodness. I don't know how they do it. I drive at work for 11 hours and that wrecks me. Yeah, I mean F1 as well I've found to become quite boring now, Rab, to be honest. I haven't watched that in a couple of years. MotoGP is pretty good, but again I've not really watched that. In the last year or so I've not watched that, to be fair. But yeah, that was much more exciting. Vehicle guy, hello to you. Rab says F1's only good when it's raining. Very true. Sam, definitely give it a watch. Maybe not qualifiers, but watch a main MotoGP race, and it's pretty cool. Anne says check out my screenshots, Alaska 1123. Let me find you. Found you. There we go. Ooh. That's very snazzy. So what's the basis of that? Is that a real livery? That's pretty cool. I've never ever seen that before. Or is that like an older Alaska special livery? Out of the islands. I assume that's like Hawaii, right? Elliot, hello. Saying there, most sport these days takes a backseat to all the advertising and the business going on. Football, yeah, football particularly is the same. It's all about profit and making money off everybody, as opposed to the actual game. It's not one man from a city versus another, it's the rest of the world versus the rest of the world, and it's boring. I agree. Formula E is incredibly boring as well, Jack. It's on BT Sport, Sam, which I think is about to be rebranded, isn't it? To like TNT Sports or something like that in the UK. Rab says he's been going to Knockhill since 1979, initially for bike racing, but started going to watch the cars in the mid-80s, and I love both. So what sort of what sort of races do you get at Knockhill? Is it just that one kind of class that we've seen the pictures of in Discord, or is it various different versions of racing? Yeah, Eurosport as well, actually. That's a good shout, Rab. I always forget about Eurosport. Actually, is there any MotoGP on in the next couple of weeks? I feel like I want to go and watch a race again on the TV. Crikey, actually, that's pretty cool. I mean, the Jaguars own Tottenham Hotspur's stadium in the UK, so that's their kind of home away from home as well, officially. That is the Isle of Man TT, Jack. Lots of clouds coming in now. Thank you to everyone who's hit the like button so far as well. Great to see some of you enjoying the stream today. Just at the halfway point now, or just over the halfway point. Mike, good afternoon. Welcome. Yeah, the Isle of Man TT, no, the Isle of Wight TT, sorry, is it Isle of Wight? Or no, it is the Isle of Man. Yeah, it's the Isle of Man TT. That's incredibly fun to watch, but madly dangerous. Felix, good afternoon. Sam, unfortunately not today. I almost wasn't able to stream today, but I've kind of moved things around and made it happen, and then decided on this route so it's not too long. NASCAR's good to watch, but I find it's just very, it's just a left-hand bend, isn't it? All like just constantly. But then when there's a crash, there's a big crash, which does make it quite interesting. Classic cars are always good to watch, Rap. Rex got the Fenix, and it's really impressive. I must say the PMDG is still my favourite Rex, and yeah, same for me. Although I found myself actually wanting to fly the Fenix less and less over time now, because we're still waiting for version 2. Automated says, since I can't go to FS Expo, I was thinking of getting the virtual pass for $15. Not really considered it myself, to be honest. But again, ideally I'd have been able to have gone. It would have, yeah, particularly this year, it would have been incredibly cool. Perhaps next year. Depends where it is. 170 nautical miles to top of descent now. About 15 miles separation from him in front. In your virtual pass, so if you can't attend Flight Sim Expo, you can buy a virtual pass which allows you to kind of view it live, join some of the main events and the shows and things. There we go, yeah, that's a better way to say it. The panels in real time, there we go. Digging around in my emails at the moment to try and find because I was going to go, so I've got a whole load of emails from them. Yeah, most likely, and it will be at about 3 AM. Bentley Gaming, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I think because I couldn't go, I didn't register as a media partner for this year, so therefore don't have a code to give you guys, it seems. Oh well. I did look. Greg, good evening. Hope you're well, Brad. Been with us for 11 months. Thanks for the ongoing support. I don't have Xbox. I've got Xbox Pass, but that's about it, Bentley. Hello to you. Citroen C1 Racing does sound quite fun, to be fair. By the way, we are planning a stream that's going to be fitted around the release of Orbex's Melbourne International Airport. Not sure entirely when it's going to release and how it works and fits around my availability. That's kind of the only caveat to it. But we are working and chatting with Orbex at the moment to try and work out roughly when it might release, and also then as a result of that, if I may be able to stream either a preview or a post-release stream, one or the other. But either way, we're going to be flying Melbourne to Hamilton Island for that release stream for Melbourne, which is going to be epic. Prolo Boots, if you're in the 737, have a look at the FMS and make sure you have released the chocks. And Aaron, no, not flying in real life. Haven't flown for just over a year now, actually. A year and 2 weeks. Just run out of money, effectively. MCO to SFO, doing Southwest. Bentley Gaming is going to be doing. Nice. Flight time's 4 hours 41. That's quite long. 2CV racing. That's the old Citroen Dolly, isn't it? Or Citroen Diane? Can't remember which. Or if there might even be the same thing now. I'm trying to remember. My goodness. Old car. Bloody awful to look at. Sam, most likely yes. If the 748 has been flown on newsky under a scheduled service from Heathrow to JFK, then I think the only route back from JFK with a 748 is Heathrow. I don't think I've got any routes for the 748 from Manchester. I can't remember. Sam, no worries. Let me just log into newsky. I'll have a little look to see what routes are available. Stand by. I'll just go into the sort of airline manager page of it all. Actually, if we do B748, that should load up everything. Yeah, it's on limited routes at the moment by the looks of it. Yep. In fact, to be fair, Sam, by the looks of it, it would, if we had the availability for flights, the 747 from Manchester, the only ones are Dubai and Tokyo. Looking at that, so they would have to be operated to either of those to then be flown back to Heathrow. Effectively, I don't know how feasible that would be. In fairness, not sure. Okay, JFK. I'll be properly digging into this now. He's talking about his own flight, Elliot. We've got a weird grainy kind of mesh down below. I assume that's the Orbex mesh, not really sure. $80 miles to top of descent, or just over. Tom Cruise, welcome. Bought Microsoft Flight Simulator and a flight stick earlier this week. Which stick did you buy, out of curiosity? Your tutorial videos are helping me get the basics down so I can get into VATSIM and not be completely incompetent, so thank you for that. You're more than welcome. Good to hear that they are proving useful. Sam, what sort of flights from Manchester would you want, long haul wise or mid haul wise, with the 747-8? Because if you want, what I could do is I could generate or create a 748 at JFK to be based at Manchester for you to fly back there. If that makes sense. And then we could generate a couple of routes for that one, perhaps. So there's one at Heathrow, one at Manchester for people to use. Could be a way around it. Turbo Beach Velocity 1, very nice. It's a great yoke. I've had mine now for year and a half, I think. Still works really well. Current software firmware is 1.4 and it works really quite nicely. Elliot, yeah, it's absolutely roasting in Oxfordshire as well. I actually kind of wish that I'd fitted and sorted out my air conditioning unit in the flight sim room, to be honest. It's sat in the corner, but I haven't got it plugged in and sealed up to the windows with the vents or anything, so I do regret that a little bit. I might do that after for tomorrow. But I'm not sure what the weather's meant to do. It's meant to kind of this Iberian plume that we have at the moment in the UK is meant to start to dissipate, isn't it? Oh yeah, I mean tomorrow for us we're expected to have from 11 o'clock all the way through to 6 PM tomorrow, thunderstorms, oh, and heavy rain. Lovely. God, it's going to be so humid tomorrow. 27 degrees, 27 degrees, so this is all like looking forward through the week now. 26 degrees today, 24 tomorrow, highs of, so then Tuesday, Wednesday, 27 degrees, Thursday, Friday, 20, and Saturday, 26 degrees, Sunday, 25, Monday, 24, Tuesday, showers, 23 degrees, my God, summer's arrived. Just a bit. But the thing is, it's say for example at where I live now it's 27 degrees. At Heathrow it will be like 32 degrees. I was stood on the apron yesterday and the day before as well. It was just horrendous. I was stood on the apron without choice in the matter for about an hour. No kind of cover from the sun or anything, and I was just baking. I actually had a major thunderstorm in Southport yesterday. Alright, Ian. It's a good spring weather temperatures for down here. Just because your weather in Perth is a lot better. We got to relish. We've got 4 or 5 days without any rain. We've got to make the most of it. Elliot, I'm not sure to be honest. Perhaps it has. It doesn't tell me anything, so I don't know. You'll have to probably check your own YouTube account, perhaps. There is still a little part of me in that really wishes I kind of threw myself at that job advert to move to Perth. Right, do you guys rely on air conditioning over there? I assume you do. 15 arrivals, that's epic. Looking forward to that. Lots to watch. So we're going to go auto brake max was the only option available for us. So we're going to double check the data though. Auto brake 3 is a stop margin of 305 meters, which isn't very much. So auto brake max it is, flap 30. Sound good. Yeah, see this is the thing though, because we in the UK, saying there everything's air conditioned, but in the UK it's just not. It's not a done thing. We don't air condition anything really. Only last year. This year's an El Nino year, so we're going to have exceptionally hot and dry conditions and more storms than usual. But only last year, I think it was, I ended up purchasing an air conditioning unit. But I think now in my new house I want to have one for the middle floor and one for upstairs. So I can have one dedicated for the flight sim room and then one for the bedroom. I feel like, I mean, and these are portable aircon units, but I feel like in a way it would actually be better for me to have an air conditioning unit properly fitted. But as you're saying, Ian, our houses are just set up to retain heat, which is not ideal. MPS, that's insane. 30 degrees in South Sweden. 30 degrees yesterday was far too hot without any air conditioning. Okay, so before top of descent then, we've obtained our weather report. I'm going to do another METAR report in the live chat so you can see the weather in Barrow. There it is. Wind 090 degrees at 15. Oh, yeah, that's an old METAR. Let me put the new one in. There's a new METAR. There it is. That's the current one. According to VATSIM, that's more up to date. 1321 Zulu. So That's literally 15 minutes old, that METAR. Wind 090 degrees at 15 knots, gusting 21 knots. 2 statute miles visibility in mist. Broken cloud now 400 feet above ground level. Overcast 900 feet. -1 and -3 for the temperature and the dew point. Altimeter 29 at 87 again. So we've set that. We've got our estimated arrival weights in. We've set our minimums. We've got our VORs tuned and our ILS is tuned. Radios are set. Fuel is checked. And the arrival is briefed. Missed approach. Where's the charts? There we go. So missed approach for us is going to be climbing to 1,000 feet, then climbing right turn to 2,000, direct back to the Barrow VOR and hold, continue climb and hold to 2,000. So flying runway heading initially, up to 1,000, then turning right, round back on ourselves to then fly this hold here over Barrow, right turn, outbound 079 for a minute, and then back 259 degrees. There's alternative holding there, so if the VOR goes down we could use the Barrowville NDB 281, similar hold in roughly the same location, but that's all good. We've got ILS but we don't know how accurate it is, MPS Gaming, sadly. Minimums are all good. We're going to try and vacate at Charlie, but if not, I don't think the runway's that wide, so we're going to have to basically head down to the end and then turn at 26, backtrack and vacate at Charlie instead, off into the main ramp. Warnings of waterfowl in the vicinity of the airport during spring through fall. Snow removal, wildlife control, condition reporting and airport maintenance services available during maintenance duty hours of 06 to 2030. Runway 8 has a right-hand traffic pattern. Recommend larger aircraft use the elephant ear to turn around. Runway 8 right traffic pattern. So actually, I'm not going to do that teardrop. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? There we go. So actually, we could, but we could just join downwind. We could fly to Barrow, a couple of miles before the airport, head eastbound, sorry, westbound, 270 degrees, 260 degrees, and we could then vector round. We could just fly downwind onto base and onto final. That could be a way of doing it. Not sure which would be the most accurate though. It's not like we have any data to go by. Hello, Mikhail. How close is he? 10 miles? My god. We're going through his contrail now. 2,000 is what we want. Oh, Bentley, that's not very good. Courses are set, nav data, radios, order brake is set and checked, and that's good. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll fly a downwind, so we'll pick a couple of miles out. We'll head downwind, then northbound up to Opsin, then in. That should do. With that right-hand traffic, it makes sense. Anchorage is our alternate, Richard. We'll be flying all the way back. VNav and LNav farmed, 2000 set. And we're just waiting for top of descent now. Simon, good afternoon. I hope you're well. I have absolutely no idea what to expect when we arrive here, but it's now showing low IFR. Down we go. So looking at changes, there's the VNAV path, throttles retard. Let's head down. Yeah, LIFR is shown on the charts. That's low visibility and ceiling. So ceiling of less than 500 feet AGL or visibility less than 1 statute miles. LIFR pilots therefore face extreme challenges in flying safely, it says. Okay, very nice. What is that? 4 days of Copenhagen. That's some sort of Copenhagen rock concert, is it? I'm going to assume, or guess. Thanks for being with us for so long, 21 months, a long old time. Appreciate the support for almost 2 years. I wish I had a thermometer for this house, because my goodness. I'm curious to know how hot this room is right now. My RTX 4090 is heating it up like a right true, like I have the sun inside the room with me. David, no. I'm going to fly a downwind leg a couple of miles before reaching the VOR. I'm going to then turn downwind basically and fly the right hand traffic pattern. Aaron, have you accepted the rules in Discord? David, so I haven't touched anything in here. I've just left it. But as we go to Barrow, I'm going to go to heading select mode, and then I'm going to turn westbound 260 degrees. Might go 250 degrees actually, because there's a tailwind at the moment pushing us north towards the airport. We obviously don't want to. When we turn downwind, we need to obviously counter any drift. Sam says it's 26 degrees in his front room at the minute. I have no idea how hot it is here. It's probably similar. Elliot, my god. Oh jeez. 73 miles to Barrow. I think some of the places in the UK now are getting like HVAC systems installed. Not really sure how it all works really, but they reckon that's a really good way of circulating the air around the house and keeping it really cool. But frustratingly here, if you make the house able to breathe and not retain heat as they're designed, it means that in the winter you're going to be exceptionally cold and you're going to need to crank the heating up, so can't win really. We're a bit stuck in the UK with the solution, so things like portable aircon units are kind of the only way really. Mark, hello to you. Live in the world's coldest house, which for 364 days is a pain, and today is nice. Living on a place says we have HVAC systems, it doesn't help much with cooling. Interesting. What is it then? Because I almost bought a house with HVAC systems installed, and I got very confused as to what it was and what it can do. Oh my god, how... Jeez! Gonna overtake him. He's slowed down loads. Let's just reset the drone camera. Look at those clouds. Chris, so some of them are rubbish, but the one I've got, it's an absolute whopper. It's designed for a house much bigger. Rooms much bigger as well. Zoom. But it's an AEG, but it's really heavy. It's about 25 kilos. First glimpse of snow. Automator saying heat pumps are very efficient for cooling and heating. There are mixed reviews in the UK though about heat pumps. They're kind of starting to now push us to use them, but other people saying that the ones that have been installed in some of the houses, it's all just become an absolute mess and they've had nothing but problems. So it depends really. I think certainly because it's very alien to us in the UK, the things that we do have as options just aren't really that suitable. And Tom, you want to ditch fans because they just push the hot air around. You want to go for an air conditioning system, but you do need then a vent going out through the house. Ideally through a window if it's portable, but if not, an actual vent and a fixed system in place. But then that would need servicing. Rab says the heating engineer said the heat pumps are hopeless. Our radiators need to be upgraded. Yeah, you end up needing entirely new systems, don't you? All new pipes, radiators, everything for heat pumps. That's a lot. Where is he? Make sure we haven't... He's back there now. So good. Zooming away ahead of him. What do we call this? Oh, brilliant. Utqiagvik. I'm going to say Wiley post traffic, that'll do. No, Clipper, they're not worth the price. Look at these clouds. I'm actually going to turn icing on, I think, for these. Wiley post traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie. It's a Boeing 737-800 cargo inbound with altimeter 2987. Currently 30 track miles south of the field. Inbound Barrow's VOR. Be turning downwind for the ILS 08. Will report turning downwind. Barrow traffic. Barrow traffic, actually, that'll do.
Osprey 164, 40 miles from Barrow, by level 140.
I'm not sure what I've got. It's an AEG, but it's I'd have to find out. I'd have to dig it. I'd have to pull the panel off the back and have a look at the actual code. But it was 200 and actually I think it was about almost £400 actually, to be honest. But my goodness, is it good! It's super cool, and it's able to really efficiently cool down a room. I'm nothing but impressed with it. Using it last year because it was so hot. We've got the short field package installed, and we've got the performance improvement package, both important for this flight today. Operating into this short field airport at Barrow Wiley Post. It's basically like a Skiathos of Alaska with snow. Oh, that's a point. Runway condition contaminated. It says it's too short. We'll go for wet. Let's try that. Okay, that'll do. Auto brake max, 647 meter stop margin with a wet runway. Now I'm not sure. Speed's coming off. We've got one aircraft there on TCAS, not sure who they are. Might be Nausicaa actually. Not entirely certain. Closing in on us. Right, anyway, through 10,000. Landing lights. We've got auto ignition, so I'm not going to worry about them for approach. Pop wing lights on for any ice. We've got the icing, or de-icing systems fired up as well as we descend through this. Visibility only 2 statute miles, Doc's saying there. Yeah, it's pretty poor, isn't it? RVR is half a statute mile for the ILS as minimums with full approach lighting systems on, or 3/4 statute miles with the approach lighting systems inoperative. We will see imminently. Looks fantastic though. Still got that tailwind pushing us towards the airport at 16 knots, so we're going to get a little bit of drift towards the approach path as we turn downwind, so we've got to make sure we do turn. I might go for 250 degrees to just keep us wide as opposed to close. Play it safe that way. Drag required. We're right on the cusp of that though, because it kind of flickers on and off. I'm going to bring the approach page up. 1105 and 080 inbound. Flick that over, 1105. Aircon, we're carrying gin, Elliot, and what else? What do they like to have in Utqiagvik, Alaska? Yeah, ceiling, everything's quite gnarly, isn't it? Gonna be interesting. Badger's going for flat 40 auto brake to max. Earmuffs and replacement parts for all of the pilots flying behind me. Drag required. Give it a bit of spoilers in flight to 10. 255 heading select modes. (1200) vertical speeds. Barrow traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie's turning downwind, right hand traffic for runway 08. Yeah, we'll go 250 heading. Should give us a track of about 260. We're pretty heavy, Richard, yeah. Spoilers out again. Get rid of the music. It's time to concentrate. Terrain mode is going to be useful here as well, so let's get that active for now. Should be able to decelerate a little bit here with speed brake deployed and that, so we'll try 1,000 foot per minute. We are on flight to 10. Trying to keep my speed up a little bit, so the Osprey that we overtook in a moment ago that departed ahead of us, they're back there somewhere.
Osprey 196 departs to the left, downwind flag, runway 08. Number 25 lane.
But hopefully we could just kind of stay separate from him a little bit and I can help him out a tad. 254 track, so 255 is going to be good actually for us. We've got to remember as well when we're turning right now to turn on final, that wind is going to blow us towards our final approach path, so we've got to be careful that we don't overdo turn. 223 is good. By the looks of it, it actually wants us to fly over Barrow, then away over the ILS. By the looks of it here, should have really studied that bit more. Barrow and then heading outbound away from the airport, kind of back course, to then overflow this teardrop right at the end. So that looks like roughly what it wants us to do, which is interesting. But again, if in doubt, you kind of try and do your best. Flap 5. Get my charts ready. 1,700 is what we want. It's going to be level at Franey. Bring up rated descent back down again. Here we go. Into some very thick cloud. Barrow traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie is speed 180, 2,700 feet, turning right base. Final checks, that's all looking good. We'll leave the wing and engine ice on for a little while until we're established on final approach and on the glide, just to be safe. 1,300's good.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 1123 is 6.3 for 4.
Bring that down to 800 foot per minute now, just to help the speed come down a little bit. He's quite close actually, whoever that is. They might have to extend a little bit. Alternate is Anchorage dock. We'll get in though, trust me. There's the sea. (08) 050. Approach mode armed. Yeah, that Osprey 1764 I think it is. They might just need to extend a little bit downwind, just to keep that separation. Single channel VOR lock active, glide slopes armed. Barrow traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie is established ILS 08, currently 11 miles to land. TMDB. Match that to 080 for the track, for the inbound course. Flap 15's good, 1,700. We're going to go flaps, gear down flap 15 at 180 knots. Reset MCP to 2000, holds active. Everybody's descending in on each other now.
Traffic will pulse Osprey 1964, landing base Hanoi, ILS, Hanoi 08.
Okay, final checks. Into the cloud. 8 miles, 160 till 4. Let's bring the speed down now. Final approach. We're going to have that aeroplane there, fly just above us.
Traffic is 236, I'm now 19 at track 9 on Barrow, sending downwind.
Lap 25. Lap 30:45. That's good. That's what we're expecting. Now I have no idea if we have the scenery with the correct runway or the incorrect runway. I'm hoping that we punch out through this cloud base just before we are at minimum, so we can actually kind of commit. But there's the water down below, and oh my god, poor plane. Poor pilot rather. Bad piloting. Naughty me. We're in for a proper challenge here, aren't we? Can't even spend too long out of the flight deck for this. 145, 150 for final approach now. Coming up to 1,000 feet. Let's focus. Control visualizer.
Traffic Osprey 1964 established ILS Hanoi 18.
And traffic Osprey 5343, turning on the downwind for the ILS 08, we'll call
44, my throttles.
Oscar 1123, right base, ILS 08.
Yeah, a couple of guys might need to hold. Little ship, very nice. Just for you guys' information, at 600 feet at the minute, no visibility. Those flying behind might not be able to watch.
Beach cake.
500.
My controls, autopilot off. There's the approach lights.
400.
My goodness, is this an offset ILS or something? Yeah, see that. There you go. So that is actually, that's what I read as a problem with the scenery.
Approaching minimums.
Jeez. That's very off. My goodness.
100.
07 in the scenery now, not 08, which means we might get a landing penalty.
30. 20. 10.
Down. Decelerating. Through 100. Let's go. Vacating left at Charlie. 60 knots.
And traffic Osprey 5343 slowing down to 200 knots. 200 knots.
So, in real life it's 08 now. They've moved the runway, but the scenery has the old runway. That is not good.
Right, 10 miles to give the arrival traffic concentration.
Kind of ruins it actually, because I'd imagine we're going to get some shockers. Oh yeah, good shout, Doc. Going to get some absolute shocker of a landing penalty actually. Osprey 165 Charlie, runway vacated.
Oscar 1123, 14 mile final, we've got the localizer, low 08.
Ah, bloody PABR tracker. That's it, chuffing thing, there we go. B brakes, away. Where are we going to park? Zero suitable parking anywhere at Will Rogers here apparently. So we pick a place. Don't actually know where to go. We'll go down towards the end. Landing lights off, runway turn off lights off, the wing lights can come off as well, APU's ready. Check the APU gen, probe goes to auto, should turn itself off, and we're keeping an eye on final approach path over there. Looks like we've got a bit of parking here actually. There we go, perfect. I'll use whatever parking service that is.
Osprey 964 holding final visual with 600 feet.
New METAR visibility is increased.
1964.
Stand 3. Yes, beautiful scenery, the three-way scenery, but that is a woefully huge oversight having the old runway there, because Navigraph, Microsoft Flight Simulator, PMDG 737 all have the new runway, all expect the new runway. And as you saw, we were flying the ILS for the new runway, but it actually wasn't in the scenery. Be real quick here, hold on.
And traffic Osprey 5343 turning base, ILS 1, correction, ILS 08 will call established.
Ooh, down. Sporty. Riding the white line like a motorcyclist. That's all good, that's all done, that's all set. 1 and 2 off. We will go to menu, FS actions, ground services, chocks set, anti-collision lights off, and yeah, let's find out how much of an impact this has given us on newsky. So, Andrew, welcome. It is indeed. Let's go to, I think, that tab. Yes. Let's find out. So, an entirely different runway. That the scenery's got the old runway, but all of the sim and the nav data in the aircraft expects the new runway. Big problem potentially here. Let's find out. Oh, okay. I'll take it. We didn't get penalised that much at all, actually. There's our little turn downwind where we made up the circuit. And then we hand flew that last little bit on approach there. But you can see on the satellite imagery there, runway 7 against runway 8. So who knows? It's all a little bit mismatched and a bit messy there.
Two,
But
turning right
7,120
downwind,
bit of profit for
08/07.
us.
Barrow traffic.
Very nice.
And traffic
Especially in the conditions, we had very low pace.
Established on a localizer.
Let's watch some landings. Good luck to everyone else flying in as well. Good fun. Hard visibility.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 1123, 3 mile final. Still can't see anything. ILS 08.
Here he comes. Lazarus. If you don't have the scenery, I think it is literally just patches of dirt and gravel, so good luck. Bingo! Great touchdown.
And traffic Osprey 5343, fully established ILS 08.
Look how bumpy the runway is. Look at that. My goodness. Takeoff, I'd imagine, is going to be good fun. Yeah, Lazarus, MPS Gaming put on to Discord earlier on a screenshot without the scenery. And it is literally just nothing. Yeah, that's it. You got the little boat over there. But that's it. So the new runway
IFR is foggy.
Is about here. So look how offset that approach was for us. Well, maybe about here. Hard to tell really, it's not in the scenery at all. There we go, let's stand at the perimeter fence with our Nikon 5500D DSLR. Gusty, but thankfully a headwind.
And Barrow traffic Osprey 2472 is extending the right downwind for traffic ahead. Barrow traffic.
Let me show you Volanta real quick, because I was just thinking, how many have we got left coming in? Everybody all at once. All at the same time. My goodness. Nice separation for the guys at the back though. David's got really good separation actually there between Zagoku and Ergi behind. But just everybody all at the same time. Zato, Jack,
I'm coming in underneath you, but I'll be clear before
Badger, Ian, Osprey 203 November, MPS as well. Thiesemans broke off early.
And traffic Osprey 5343 will call runway inside.
We do formation approaches here at
Barrow traffic, Osprey
Barrow.
Turning heading 260 at altitude 3000
Brab says the ILS guided him in perfectly in the 146. Interesting.
Inbound Opsin.
Someone's on final approach and overtook me from underneath.
That might have been Leroy Air. Naughty Jack.
Osprey 203 November 50 mile final.
put the new METAR in there. So you guys have got it in the chat.
And Osprey 5343, we have the runway in sight. Continuing approach.
It's going to be one of those where I think if people start to get in each other's way, you're just going to have to still just commit to the approach anyway. If someone's right in front of you, or if you get overtook or undercut or something, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Where is he going to appear? Who knows? Here's the scenery. Got Raven, Alaska over there. A couple of cargo hangars. You've got the Northern Air Cargo and Everts Air Cargo, small little facility there. Alaska Air Cargo there as well, with a kind of drive-in, turn back around stand. We've gone remote off in the distance. Those 3 stands are full. Yeah, look at that for a for a surrounding.
Barrow traffic, this is Leroy 236, turn around.
There's a couple of options there. Leroy's going around, but we can't actually see him in the haze. Oh, there's an aeroplane. Yeah, no sign of snow, interestingly, like Rab, yeah, as you were saying.
Osprey 5343, short final 08.
Leroy's too high. I can't see him. Yeah, look at that offset. Oh, actually, yeah, a little bit offset. Look. So depending on who, if you're using the default scenery with the new airport or not, depends. It's going to basically, it's going to be interesting because we're going to see them either land on the runway or not. That's very, very bumpy. Whoa! Jeez. Zartho. Crikey. But that's where the real runway is, look. There. That's where the real runway is meant to be. But in the scenery, they've got the old runway. And that Leroy, I think, went blasting off over here somewhere, but I can't see him anywhere.
And Osprey 5343 vacated.
That aeroplane there, waiting to depart.
Barrow traffic, this is Leroy 236 on downwind for runway 0.
That's Skyway 7567, but it's a K100. What's that? That's a Kodiak, isn't it? I don't have a Kodiak installed, so it's just giving me a horrible generic aircraft twin. Which is a shame, because I thought I had I thought I had model matching set just as a backup. Zato, no, it looked sporty. That should be a tiny little Kodiak, I believe. Who else have we got? Who's the next victim? Osprey 203 November, they've declared an emergency. Oh, that's because of the tail strike, I think, wasn't it?
Osprey 203 November established on the ground stop, runway 08.
Yeah, literally, it's so far up north, isn't it, Jeff? Three, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9 aircraft left to come in. 10, 11, 12. My goodness. 12 more flights to watch.
Barrow traffic Osprey 495, downwind for 08. We'll enter the hold on ops in at 4,000 feet for circuit for
and unfortunately not, no.
Barrow traffic.
Barrow traffic, Sky 7.67, Barrow VOR, static, data horse, climbing flat of 90.
Barrow traffic, Osprey 509, turning right, for inbound, oxygen final approach runway.
No, Zato, I think you had the more accurate scenery. This freeware is off. It's one of the big kind of criticisms with the freeware scenery is it looks great, but the runway is completely in the wrong location. Please, look. Maybe this is where the new runway is meant to be then.
Barrow traffic, this is Leroy 236. I'll enter the hold at...
Barrow traffic off 230 November, one way in sight.
Yeah, so that's basically what we had to do. Look how offset that was. That's incredible. Thank goodness that we had a little bit of visibility to help. That's quite a bit offset.
Anybody with the new scenery, the offset is massive.
You're basically getting out into visibility where you get visual with the runway, and at that point you have to then take action there and then to fix the approach manually, because otherwise you'll end up too close and too unstable. Great touchdown. Max auto brake's definitely a bit too... in fact, no, that looked perfect, to be fair. Hold on. My goodness. Yeah. I reckon you go for auto brake 3 in a 737 then, with full reverse. Yeah, so he was offset. Kind of in line with this hut. But look how far away from the runway that the ILS is actually bringing us in. The runway and the scenery, at least. It's remarkable.
And Barrow traffic, Osprey 2472 is established on the localizer for runway 08.
It comes in.
Barrow traffic is Leroy 236. Anyone on base?
Okay, it's the GSX Pro for Microsoft Flight Simulator for the pushback and all that sort of stuff.
Checking out. So Barrow traffic, this is Leroy 236 on the base for runway 08. We'll report when...
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
Ah, we'll make it big enough. Oh, let's use Evergreen. Space one aeroplane there, one there, one of that one as well. That's actually, by the looks of it, where it wanted us to park in the sim, but we've alas gone over here.
And Barrow traffic, Osprey 2472, established on the glide slope for runway 08. 4.2 nautical mile. Barrow traffic.
Zato, have a good one, buddy. Out comes the cargo. And let's go and spot in landing as well. Going to start unloading everything. Ah, we'll deboard crew as well, why not? Here he comes. In the mist. How far is this offset? Oh yeah. Looking alright, actually. There's his correction to get back on track visually with the runway.
Crew deboarding starting.
Ah, yeah, better safe than sorry, Sam, absolutely.
Correction, sorry, this is Leroy T36. Established on local order, will report when runway is in sight.
Pilots deboarding starting.
Bingo, right on the centre line. Nicely done.
South traffic.
Crazy textures on some of these buildings. Are properly up with us.
Traffic, Osprey 490 is 5 miles south of Barrow, VOR, going to turn downwind, heading approximately 250.
Right.
And Traffic, Osprey 2472, exit to the active runway at Utqiagvik, taxiing to the gate, Barrow traffic.
Barrow traffic, Osprey 598 on final approach about 15 miles to runway 08.
Going to be interesting because apparently there's 3 all on final approach at the same time. We have 2 on long final behind them as well. About to get super busy. "22 arrivals." That's fantastic. 22. My God. That's not even counting us. That's not even counting me. 'Cause I've already landed. Oh no, hold on. That might be me there actually. Oh yeah, that's me. Is that me? I think so, yeah. 22 arrivals for this today. And then 1 departure, that's Skyways Fly UK 1 there. Lazarus just holding, trying to find a slot. Fair enough. Smart move. Might be worth going back onto that scenery, the freeware scenery, and commenting on it to say that the runway is entirely massively offset to where it is meant to be in real life. It's a good job, Rav, isn't it? It's a good job it cleared up just when it did. Oh, there's no way Leroy's coming in. That is not a final approach. It is, yeah. It is an old scenery. But still, I'd like to think that it either gets taken off and archived or not. Here we go. Is he going to go full Leroy Jenkins? Surely he's got to. Yeah, I think he's going for it. Visual approach.
Traffic, Osprey 598, ILS stabilized for runway 08.
Jeez.
5 nautical miles left.
Leroy! Jenkins! Got no idea. I think he's crashed there. You mean minus 11171 foot per minute D-pod? And that's going to be runway, colour state, black, airport closed, all aircraft divert. That's Jack's own virtual airline, by the way, that he's created for himself. Leroy Air. You don't care, I'll get you there. Gotta disconnect though, Leroy, quick. There he goes. I assume he completely crashed if he was stuck. Next one's right in behind, here he comes. No idea, Doc.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 11 kilo runway 08.
That's it, butter.
Barrow traffic, flight 598, landing at 08.
Badger, good job, 9.4. Great score. Here he comes. My score, Rab. Ooh, let me log on and find out again. 9.92. There we go. Here we go. Another 737. Little ship in the backdrop. Floating around, wondering what on earth is going on.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 7015, 5 mile final, ILS 08.
9.85 Ian, great. Whoa. He's going around.
Also 59, go around.
Nice decision making. Goes, gear up. For 1,000 feet, and then a right turn back to the Barrow VOR. Climbing to 2,000 in the turn. And try again. Into the cloud. Nicely executed. Next one's in. What's the biggest that we've got flying in today? Got an A320neo coming in. All the rest are 737s.
Barrow traffic Osprey 495, exiting hold, direct to Austin 408.
Osprey 92, 7 mile final for runway 08.
Here comes Osprey 932. Yeah, Bentley, it's British Avgeek. I think I've took the vowels out, I can't remember. Nice flare. Holding the flare as well, good landing. That looks fantastic, nice job. He's down. Yeah, great landing.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 7015, vacate 08 Barrow.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 11 kilo turning base for runway 08.
Oh, so that was Alaska, then we got Osprey 932 behind him now, imminent, and then I think David and Zagoku look next to each other, on top of each other. Where's the next one? Ah, there he is. Osprey 932. Hans, so you just press boarding and deboarding options, and it will give you. But it only just gear down. My goodness, that's a bit late.
9.5 mile final. That was 08. Barrow.
Hitesh, the scenery is good. We're literally there now. We're at Barrow now with the scenery, but the runway is very off. It's not where it's meant to be anymore. Basically, it's a very old scenery that's not been updated or supported. Sadly. Default scenery, I think. Yeah. Nice touchdown. Entirely different scenery, so it's not going to be in line with the runway. It's offset slightly. Yeah, but then Hans, we wouldn't have had the challenging approach with the weather and the offset ILS. That doesn't help. It makes it interesting, doesn't it? Next one in. What have we got? Just about to see the lights through the clouds. If I zoom out to there, it's like a tiny little white dot. Wait for him to poke out in a moment. How much room have we got left at the airport? Filling up nicely. But here's the airport itself, look. Again, could do with a quite a big update really. So what they've done to update this airport realistically is the taxiway here now actually juts out to the edge of runway 7, and then it's runway 7 is actually now runway 8, which is a line that goes through that building effectively. So there's a huge distance between the old runway and the new runway, and this taxiway here is now closed. Quite the difference.
Osprey 490 on a 3 mile.
Otherwise, a nice scenery and a very unique part of the world as well that we have never flown to before. So, all very exciting. There's the correction for the offset ILS. Nice, very nice. I think that was David, wasn't it? Good job. And I think Skoku right behind him, which I think is Lazarus, right?
Yeah, and Osprey 490 is clear of 08.
There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 pilots left. Yeah, 4 pilots left. It's like a stalemate at the moment. They're all... Who's going to turn in first? I think it's Thiesman, Alaska 136. I think he's got it by the looks of it. Ergie, Alaska 11 Kilo, Osprey 495 and Osprey 598 last pilots in. We're filling up the airport quite rapidly. Jack's still showing crashed. What screenshots have we got? Just the one. The rest got lost in the wreckage. I can't remember what my Xbox name is, Bentley. It's Utqiagvik without the vowels, I think. My goodness. If you're wondering what we're doing tomorrow, folks, we are back in the PMDG 737-800, but we'll be flying TUI UK. A flight out of Bristol, Pilot Plus Bristol, one of my favourite sceneries. More so because of having flown out there in the past. I've got some good memories of operating in and out of Bristol. Wonderful airport, fantastic city as well. But an airport that has its own unique challenges as well, being on the top of a hill with a very sort of undulated, bumpy runway, wavy runway, frequently subject to crosswinds and gusty conditions and low cloud. It's a pretty cool place to fly into and out of. We'll be flying off to the new Pula Airport, freeware scenery from flightsim.to. Created and released a couple of weeks ago now, I think. Looks really good. Again, not sure what to expect with that one though. But in real life, it's operated on a 737 MAX 8 with TUI now. It was in the past 737-800. Previous to that, a 757-200, which is what I flew in on at the time when they first launched. Actually, back in the days, Thompson Airways first launched the route to Pula, which I think now has been binned off. I think they've canned the route entirely, and it's only EasyJet now. I think, from what Doc was saying earlier on, that operate to and from Pula from Bristol. What have we got? Who's on final next? Can't see them yet. There's the little ship again. What else have we got here? A couple of little statics dotted around. Definitely on default scenery.
Tower traffic performance 5 inbound ops reduced minimum correction.
Ergie says he's failing to get an ILS signal. Oof. Yeah, 4 more left. We're doing well. I mean, what's mad is I landed at, was it 15:15 UK time, roughly? We'll wait to see who pops out through the cloud in a moment. Here he is. 9.97, David. Fantastic job, well done.
Tower traffic 3495 Alaska 11 Kilo, can you go 160 until late fleet for square 2.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 11 kilo, runway 08, 10 miles, speed 180, 160 until 4.
Excuse me.
So that's 3 of them inbound? No way. That's just a gear down again. Whoa.
Osprey 598, turn left, Osprey.
That looks fast. Hold on. Jeez. Oh my goodness, how far? Maximum brakes. Just about stopped in time. That got exciting very quickly, didn't it? Good job getting that slowed down and stopped in time. Ooh. Ooh, next one's on short final.
Barrow traffic Osprey 495, 14 mile final for 08.
And he's off. Definitely on like a default airport scenery look. It's crazy how different all of the different kind of overlays and things are, aren't they? But you're looking at default scenery versus this freeware scenery versus where actually the runway is meant to be. All three are entirely different.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 11 kilo, 4 mile final, runway 08.
Barrow traffic, Alaska Anchorage, gated runway 08.
Where is he? I can see the lights when you zoom out enough. Just in the centre of the screen, a tiny little blip there. And then when you zoom in again, they kind of vanish, don't they? There we go. Oh right, look at that. Right in the haze there, in the mist. Just about visible now. Bentley, I'm not on a multiplayer server. I'm on VATSIM. I have to check the weather for where I live then. I hope I'm intending to have a barbecue in the next hour and a half. I'm hoping it's not going to absolutely chuck it down. Oh, 7 o'clock. 30% probability of thunderstorms and heavy rain. Oh dear. Better get it lit early then. 4 of 3. This one's 3 of 3 remaining now.
Barrow traffic, Osprey Fahrenheit, inbound Austin, approach 5.
There's the correction for the offset for the ILS. Living on a player, don't worry about it. Been a long time since I've been on VATSIM. I've got VATSIMophobia. You'll be fine. True, the problem is, Chris, I've got like a big smoker barbecue as well. I like to soak smoking wood and properly flavour the meat and things, and that means that I cook low and slow a lot of the time, and that takes time, which I don't have if there's thunderstorms inbound. But a minute in the room, I've got all the shutters closed to try and keep the heat out from the windows. Yeah, Hitesh, that's the one that we're using, buddy. But we've already discussed the runway's in the wrong location, so...
Traffic Osprey 495, established ILS 08, 6 mile final.
Here we go. 2 of 2 left.
Barrow traffic, Alaska 11 kilo, runway weekend.
Nice work, Hergy. Jack, I won't worry. People make mistakes every now and again. Plus, the scenery here is not forgiving for that sort of thing. Here we go, A320neo this one. Clipper, nice. Make sure you download their installer and you download the Headwind A330-900 Alpha branch, the development version. Yeah, as long as the gin bottles haven't smashed Leroy, Jack, then we're all good. Mr. Aneurysm, thanks to your PMDG videos on how to fly this diamond in the rough of MSFS. Great to hear. It certainly is a diamond in the rough, isn't it, at times? Chris Packett, basically what Jack would write on the form, and that were your passengers injured? What was the severity of injuries? He would just write yes. that would be it. That explains it, Jack. Nice landing. And then the last pilot for today, now committing an approach, probably about 6 miles in that cloud.
Osprey 59, ILS approach to runway 08 at the place.
Barrow traffic Osprey 495, vacated 08.
Where is he? It's weird, isn't it? You have to zoom out to actually be able to see the landing light. We're almost there. MPS Gaming had an unstable approach a moment ago, about 10 minutes ago. Aborted at the point it became unstable. Instant decision, really good decision. Went for a go around and is trying again. Yeah, I think there's supposed to be more snow, to be honest. I think it's a scenery thing. Looking good. Right, weird. Why? There's a sudden wind shear. He's down. Nice touchdown. Bit firm. Lazarus, epic. Great job. And he's down. Great work. So there we go. He's even stopped on the runway to show off. Anchorage, Ted Stevens International Airport, all the way to this rather odd northernmost point of Alaska, Barrow, Wiley Post, Will Rogers Memorial Airport in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Some nice freeware scenery, but as we've discussed, the runway's entirely the wrong location. Thank you to everybody who's flown along today, all of you guys for tuning in wherever you are in the world, and a big thank you to everybody who's hit the like button as well. I hope you've enjoyed it. Spin it around. Let's head on out. Big Jet TV sounds like he's streaming with quite an interesting live stream at Heathrow live in real life at the moment. So if you're going to go and tune in over there, say hello on our behalf. Apparently Rab's saying there that there are loads to go around and they're moving all the aircraft at the moment to 09 ops from 27, which is interesting. That's one heck of a challenge for the controllers. Might be quite an interesting watch for a little while this afternoon. But in the meantime, as always, join us tomorrow. Same time as always, we're flying to Pula in Croatia. TUI Airways from Bristol. In the meantime, as always, enjoy the rest of Sunday wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for flying along, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.